Zoos are meant to be places of wonder, education, and conservation. Millions of people visit them every year to marvel at the planet's incredible biodiversity. But beneath this surface of family fun and learning, there's a more serious side. The animals within these enclosures are powerful, wild creatures, and the barriers that separate us from them are sometimes tragically fallible. Today, we're going to explore 10 of the most startling and sobering incidents in zoo history. These stories serve as powerful reminders of the respect that wild animals command and the inherent risks involved when humans and wildlife intersect. Our first story takes us to the San Francisco Zoo on Christmas Day, 2007. A festive atmosphere turned into a scene of chaos when Tatiana, a 244-pound Siberian tiger, escaped her enclosure. The tiger first attacked Carlos Souza Jr., who tragically did not survive. The attack continued as Tatiana then mauled two brothers, the Dhaliwals, before being tracked down. This shocking event sparked a massive debate about zoo safety protocols and enclosure design. Investigations suggested the tiger might have been provoked and that the enclosure wall was significantly lower than the recommended height for such a powerful predator. The incident led to major safety upgrades at the San Francisco Zoo and served as a wake-up call for zoos worldwide about the critical importance of enclosure security. Next, we travel to the Cleveland Metropark Zoo in 2012. A routine evening turned tragic when a zookeeper was found deceased inside the grizzly bear enclosure. The investigation revealed that the keeper had entered the enclosure as part of his normal duties to clean and provide care. But for reasons that remain unclear, the bears were not properly secured in their night holding area. This heartbreaking loss of a dedicated professional highlighted the immense dangers that zookeepers face daily. It underscores the critical need for strict adherence to safety procedures and multiple layers of verification when working with powerful and unpredictable animals like grizzly bears. The zoo community mourned the loss of one of their own, reinforcing the commitment to keeper safety. Let's head back to 1987 to the Prospect Park Zoo in Brooklyn, New York. In a deeply unsettling event, two polar bears, Teddy and Lucy, managed to get into an enclosure and attacked an 11-year-old boy. The boy had reportedly entered the enclosure after hours. The details of how he gained access are disturbing, and the outcome was tragic. This incident brought intense scrutiny upon the zoo's security measures, particularly after closing hours. It raised difficult questions about public responsibility and the constant, often underestimated, danger posed by animals that can appear cuddly but are, in reality, apex predators. The event led to a complete overhaul of the zoo, which was closed for several years before reopening with vastly improved safety standards. Our fourth case takes us to the Loro Park in Tenerife, Spain. In 2009, this story involves one of the most intelligent marine mammals, the orca. A senior trainer, Alexis Martinez, was practicing for a Christmas show with Quito, a large male orca. During the training session, something went wrong. Quito began to act unusually, and the interaction turned fatal. This incident was heavily featured in the documentary Blackfish, which argued that keeping orcas in captivity leads to psychological distress and aggression. While the park disputed the film's narrative, the event undeniably forced a global conversation about the ethics of keeping such large, intelligent, and socially complex animals for entertainment. It was a turning point in public perception of marine parks. Now we visit the Calgary Zoo in Canada. In a bizarre and unfortunate accident, a zookeeper was crushed by a hydraulic gate while moving an Asian elephant. This wasn't an animal attack, but a mechanical failure within the zoo's infrastructure. The keeper was a veteran with years of experience, and his death was a profound shock to his colleagues. The incident was a stark reminder that the dangers within a zoo aren't limited to the animals themselves. The complex machinery and large-scale equipment required to manage these facilities also pose significant risks. The subsequent investigation led to improved safety protocols for all mechanical operations at the zoo, emphasizing that a culture of safety must extend beyond animal handling. Our sixth story comes from the Singapore Zoo in 2008. A veteran zookeeper was attacked by 3 white tigers after he reportedly entered their enclosure to clean. It's believed that a sliding door, which was meant to secure the tigers in their den, was left open. His colleagues tried to distract the tigers, but it was too late. The incident was a devastating blow to the world-renowned zoo, which prides itself on its open-concept enclosures and high standards of care. This tragic human error highlighted the razor-thin margin for mistakes when working with such formidable predators. It served as a somber lesson that even the most experienced professionals are not immune to momentary lapses that can have catastrophic consequences. Next, we look at a chilling event from the Blijdorp Zoo in Rotterdam in 2007. A gorilla named Bakito became famous for all the wrong reasons. The powerful silverback escaped his enclosure by leaping over a wide moat. He then charged through the zoo's crowded cafeteria and specifically targeted a woman who was a frequent visitor. The woman had a habit of making prolonged eye contact with Bakito and smiling at him, which in gorilla society can be interpreted as a sign of aggression or a challenge. She was severely injured but survived. The Bakito-proof incident became a case study in animal behavior and human misunderstanding, leading zoos to better educate the public on how to behave around primates to avoid misinterpreting social cues. Our eighth story takes us to a private animal park in Zanesville, Ohio, in 2011. This is perhaps one of the most extreme cases on our list. The owner of the park released dozens of his exotic animals, including lions, tigers, bears, and wolves, before taking his own life. The local authorities were faced with an unprecedented crisis: a large number of dangerous predators roaming the countryside. To protect the public, they were forced to hunt and put down nearly 50 of the animals. This tragedy exposed the dangers of lax regulations for private ownership of exotic animals. It sparked a nationwide debate and led to stricter laws in Ohio and other states, aiming to prevent such a dangerous and heartbreaking situation from ever happening again. Number 9 on our list happened at the Giza Zoo in Egypt. This facility has faced repeated criticism for its animal welfare standards over the years. In one particularly sad incident, a man reportedly entered the lion enclosure, seemingly with the intent to show off. The lions acted on their predatory instincts, and the man did not survive. This event, and others like it, underscore the dangers when zoo security is inadequate, or when individuals make reckless decisions. It highlights the fundamental responsibility of zoos not only to care for their animals, but also to protect the public from their own poor judgment. The line between fascination and foolishness can be dangerously thin. Finally, we return to the United States for our 10th story, which occurred at the Pittsburgh Zoo in 2012. A 2-year-old boy fell from a railing into an exhibit of African painted dogs. His mother had lifted him up for a better view when he tragically slipped from her grasp. Several of the dogs immediately attacked the child. Zookeepers and even police responded, but they were unable to save him. This utterly heartbreaking event raised profound questions about parental responsibility and zoo design. The zoo was later cleared of negligence, but the incident led to a nationwide review of viewing area safety, particularly concerning railings and barriers for exhibits with smaller, agile predators. It remains a painful reminder of how quickly a family outing can turn into an unimaginable tragedy. These stories are difficult to hear, but they are crucial for understanding the complex reality of zoos. They show us that behind every enclosure is a wild animal that deserves our utmost respect. They also remind us of the dedicated people who work tirelessly to care for these animals, often at great personal risk. Zoos have evolved tremendously over the decades, with a much greater focus on safety, conservation, and animal welfare. But as these incidents show, the potential for tragedy is always present. They compel us to be more aware, more respectful, and more responsible whenever we step into the incredible world of a zoo. Thank you for joining us for this serious but important discussion. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that explores our complex relationship with the animal kingdom. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.